Professor Anna Smojdor suggested that brain-dead women could have their bodies used to house surrogate pregnancies for those unable or unwilling to carry a baby of their own. Well, hello there, science maniatics. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Now, I don't know about you, but when I read that headline, I was taken aback. Brain-dead women used as surrogates? It's a shocking notion, to say the least. But here's the thing. We can't just dismiss it outright. As much as we might want to, we have to take a closer look. Let me ask you this. How do we define life? Is it simply a matter of brain activity, or is there something more to it? These are big questions, and they don't have easy answers. But they're questions we need to grapple with if we want to understand the implications of this report. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to think. That's not my style. But what I will say is this. Every issue has multiple sides. It's up to us to look at all the angles and come to our own conclusions. And when it comes to issues like this one, we have to be especially careful. We're talking about life, after all, so let's take a closer look at this report. It suggests that brain-dead women could be used as surrogates, carrying a child to term even though they themselves are no longer alive. According to the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, there are no official statistics on the number of families who use surrogacy, as it is not regulated or tracked by the government. However, it is estimated that approximately 750 to 1,000 babies are born via surrogacy in the United States each year. As for the reasons families seek a surrogate, there are a variety of factors that may lead someone to pursue this option. Some common reasons include infertility and medical conditions that make pregnancy unsafe. Additionally, some families may choose surrogacy as a way to expand their family while avoiding the physical and emotional toll of pregnancy and childbirth. Ultimately, the decision to use a surrogate is a personal one that depends on a variety of individual circumstances. Brain death is a medical term used to describe the complete and irreversible loss of all brain function. It is different from a vegetative state or coma, which involves some level of brain function, and it is considered to be the legal and medical standard for death in many countries, including the United States. When a person is brain dead, there is no activity in the brainstem, which is responsible for controlling essential bodily functions such as breathing, blood pressure, and heart rate. This means that the person is unable to breathe on their own, and their heart will eventually stop beating without medical intervention. Other reflexes, such as blinking, may still occur even though the person is brain dead, but these are not indicative of brain function. It's important to note that the diagnosis of brain death is made using specific criteria, which may vary somewhat depending on the country or medical facility. Generally, a physician will conduct a series of tests to determine whether there is any activity in the brain or brainstem, including checking for responses to stimuli such as pain or light. If there is no response, and other factors such as body temperature and blood pressure are also consistent with brain death, the diagnosis may be made. The idea of using a brain-dead woman as a surrogate is highly controversial and ethically complex. While it is technically possible to keep a brain-dead woman on life support and use her body as a surrogate, there are significant medical and ethical concerns associated with doing so. First and foremost, there are risks associated with using a non-viable uterus, i.e., a uterus that is not attached to a living, functioning body, to carry a fetus to term. The risks to the developing fetus could include impaired growth and development, premature birth, and other complications. Additionally, using a brain-dead woman's body as a surrogate raises numerous ethical questions. For example, it could be argued that the woman's body is being used without her consent, or that the decision to use her body as a surrogate is a violation of her dignity and autonomy. For one thing, how do we ensure that the woman's body is being used with respect and dignity? And what about the family? How will they feel about their loved one being used in this way? These are important questions, and they can't be ignored. At the end of the day, it's up to us to decide where we stand on this issue. But we can't make that decision without first understanding all the facts. So I encourage you to do your own research. Read the report, talk to experts, think deeply about what you believe, And most importantly, ask yourself, what kind of world do we want to live in? These are difficult questions and crazy times. But if we don't address these things, they will catch us off guard. This reminds me of a video we did on low sperm count fears. According to several recent studies, there's a consensus among scientists that men in America and Europe are experiencing a worsening decrease in fertility as measured by declining sperm counts. Low sperm count is not only an indicator of human fertility, but also an indicator of men's health, with low levels being associated with increased risk of chronic disease, testicular cancer, and a host of other health problems. While the exact reasons for declining sperm counts are not fully understood, some studies have suggested that exposure to endocrine disruptors, which are found in plastics, can affect sperm in adult men, causing reduced ability to swim and navigate. Low sperm count can contribute to male infertility, which can be caused by a variety of factors, including low sperm production, abnormal sperm function, or blockages that prevent the delivery of sperm. Illnesses, injuries, chronic health problems, lifestyle choices, and other factors may also contribute to male infertility. The United States of America is projected to become more racially and ethnically diverse by 2050, with people of color comprising a majority of the population. The U.S. Census Bureau predicts that, by the year 2050, racial minorities, such as Blacks, Asians, Hispanics, and other groups, will make up a majority of the population. Similarly, a report from New Geography suggests that the vast majority of the country's net population growth between 2000 and 2050 will come from racial minorities, particularly Asians and Hispanics, as well as a growing mixed-race population. A report from the U.S. Census Bureau, the most prevalent racial or ethnic group in the United States, was the white alone, non-Hispanic population at 57.8% in 2020. This is a decrease from 63.7% in 2010. It's worth noting that demographic changes in the U.S. are not just limited to race and ethnicity. As reported by the U.S. Census Bureau, the nation's 65 and older population is projected to nearly double in size from 49 million in 2016 to 95 million people in 2060, with the share of people aged 65 and older expected to grow from about 15%. So thank you for tuning in, Science Maniatics. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to ask yourself those tough questions. It's the only way we'll ever find the answers we're looking for. Would you, as a woman, want your body used as a surrogate if you have already been declared brain dead? Many people have families that can step in and say no. But what about all the Jane Does out there who do not? Will they be taken advantage of?